Please come.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Please sit down. What is your name?
Sir, Nittin Singh.
Okay. So, Mr. Nithin, kindly tell us about yourself.
Sir, I am 25 years old, soon to be 26 years old, and I am a graduate in computer science and engineering that I have done from IIT Ropar. And my schooling has been from Kathua district in Jammu and Kashmir. And my father is a teacher. Now he's a lecturer, but by profession he's a teacher. My mother is a homemaker, and I have an elder sister. And these are the basic things.
Please sit relaxed. Let
Yes,
your
sir.
back touch the back of the chair. So, you are from Kathua.
Yes, sir.
Kindly tell us the demography of Kathua, please.
So Kathua is a district in Jammu and Kashmir, and it is situated in the foothills of Himalayas. So the majority of population that we have, it used to live in hilly region. Now it has migrated to the lower plains, and majority, if I would say, is the Hindus, majority of population over there. Then we have some sections of populations who practice transhumans, and
Transhumans?
Yes.
What is that?
So they migrate along with their livestock, depending on the season.
Okay.
And apart from that, we have based on language, we have Punjabi and Dogri populations.
So, tell me, geography is your subject. But please tell us the main features of the economic geography of India.
Sir, historically, sir, India, if we go very past, then historically Indian economy was a manufacturing economy. But gradually it got transformed into this agriculture and primary sector-based economy after the British rule. So now what we have today is a very broad economy, which is in which the population and the working force is broadly and majorly concentrated in agriculture sector. And apart from that, we have manufacturing and services sector. And in the recent years, there is a very, I would say, good growth in the services sector as compared to the other sectors. And moreover, the spread of the economic activities is also determined by the geography of India.
Have you read today's newspaper?
No, sir.
Why you couldn't read it?
Sir, I woke up very late today and I straight up came for the interview.
What time did you get up?
Sir, I think around 9:30.
Oh, very nice. Okay, tell me, are you optimistic about India?
Yes, sir.
What makes you optimistic?
So the past experience, whatever I have read about India till now, and the people of India. So,
But in concrete terms, tell me, how do you think that, why are you optimistic about India? There's so much of poverty, there's so much of unemployment,
yes, sir.
there's communal disharmony. I mean, the list is too long.
Sir, historically and even now, so the diversity of India is one of the greatest assets, and it ensures that if I am not working, then there will be someone who will be working in those fields, and there will always be someone, and I hope for that as well, and even I would be doing for that.
Anything else?
And
Tell
sir,
me 3 points. What makes you optimistic about India?
Sir, we have a fairly rich resource base that we can utilize to our benefit.
Okay.
Apart from that, sir, we are very much, I would say, working in a positive direction on global issues regarding climate change, and even tackling poverty as well. We have done a lot better.
Okay.
And moreover, sir, the values that we inherit as a democratic system and the constitution that we have, it will always push us towards welfare.
So tell me, which are 2 inventions which have liberated women all over the world? Can you think of
So 2 inventions?
2 new things, yeah.
So one education, I won't say it is an invention. Sir, So one that I think it is very non-conventional, but the contraceptives that were invented in the 20th century,
Okay.
they have played a very strong role in the emancipation of women.
Yes.
And apart from that, sir, I think, sir, fast transport and connectivity, which had made their commute safer.
Okay.
So they can.
Thank you. Right.
Mr. Nittin, you are from IIT Ropar.
Yes, sir.
When did you pass your BTech?
Sir, in 2019.
In 2019. That means very recently. And since then you've been preparing.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about the government of India's 6G vision.
Sir, 6G, the latest technology, 6G that they are talking
6G,
about. Yes, sir.
beyond 5G.
Yes, sir. So it was only recently, sir, Prime Minister announced
Yes,
that we will be working in the next years, we will be
Yes.
achieving the 6G technology.
What is the vision?
Sir, so we are aiming that India shall be the front runner in the 6G technology by 2030. And apart from that, sir...
Is the technology available?
No, sir, it
6G?
is not yet
It is not yet
available.
So
And-
what use is the vision?
Sir, they are deciding to create an ecosystem and I would say conducive research and development environment, which will ensure that India can work ahead in this field.
They are setting up a structure,
Sir,
an
ecosystem.
organizational structure.
Yes, sir.
Are you aware of that?
No, sir, I have not read completely, but I have read just the news that they are working in
Okay,
this direction.
Now, 5G, India, lost out on the race. India was not one of the forefront countries.
Yes, sir.
So, what is the status of 5G now, rollout?
But sir, we were a little bit late in this field.
Yes.
But recently we had these spectrum auctions, and we got a
auctions took place many months ago.
Yes,
Still, the common user, the consumer, doesn't benefit
Sir,
from it.
Sir, in few cities they have opened this 5G use case. Even in Delhi we have, and these private operators, they are offering this. But the infrastructure is the major hurdle if we have to go to the last town.
Yeah.
So they are working, but
No, why last town? Even in Delhi,
Yes,
I
sir.
don't have the kind of broadband
Yes, sir.
that the 5G says it can offer.
Yes, sir. It is not offering up to 10 Gbps as it is.
So what's the
touted.
point?
But sir, gradually, sir, they will improve on this. But they have started offering services.
Who are the main players offering 5G services?
Sir, the major telecom players of India like Reliance and Airtel and Vodafone Idea, they are working in this
Is
field.
this indigenous or is it not indigenous, the 5G technology?
Sir, I'm not aware of that, but I don't think it is indigenous. We are working on that with the global partners.
So other than the use for consumers, you see the consumers will have very limited use of 5G
Yes, sir.
other than the latency and the broadband speeds. But what use can the industry put it to?
Sir, in fact, sir, 5G, the kind of speeds and the fast communication it offers, it is more application oriented rather than user oriented.
Give us some examples.
And so the examples are IoT. That
IoT is a very general word.
Yes, sir.
You
So
have
for
to be more
one-
specific than IoT.
so self-driving cars is one example. Smart traffic intelligence systems. Then we have, sir.
The smart traffic intelligence system. Please explain.
Sir, for example, there will be sensors all over the city along the traffic lanes, and they will be computing in real time the amount of traffic flow
So?
in particular region, and accordingly they will be deciding on the traffic signals.
Who will be designing? Oh, the
Sir, a
traffic.
system that we can create on that, and it will be a more of AI-oriented system.
So in India, adapting to this kind of a system, how
Yes.
long do you think it will take?
Sir, it will take a long.
How long? 5 years, 10 years, 20 years?
Sir, yes, sir, more than 5 years at least, if we are working in this direction in a genuine manner.
Okay. Now tell me, the alienation among the youth of Kashmir,
Yes, sir.
has it disappeared or is it still there?
No, sir, I don't think it has disappeared right now. Moreover, there is unsettling disquiet over this.
Why do you say unsettling?
Because, sir, it might not be visible in media or in general these newspapers.
How do you perceive it?
So because of the incidents of violence that occur and a hostility that some of the migrant workers and some of the Kashmiri Pandits have faced. So it is a reflective of certain section of society, not the complete society. But I would say that to say that it is completely fine, it is not right.
So what can be done to further, bring the youth back to the mainstream?
Sir, so the most dominant thing would be to engage them in a constructive way, like to provide employments, to work for a better future for themselves, rather than getting entrapped into these insurgency and other.
What else?
Sir, moreover, sir, a drive which ensures that they are empowered and which makes them feel politically as well as economically empowered. So the government can work as a facilitative in that.
Is it time to withdraw the army gradually?
Sir, in fact, they have already decided to withdraw.
No, they haven't decided, they are considering it.
Sir, I think, sir, the multi-pronged strategy that we talk about, it is more, it is time to focus on other dimensions rather than the army.
Thank you.
Mr. Nittin,
Yes.
you come from geography. Geography you are optional.
Yes.
You might have heard the terms stalagmite and stalactite.
Yes, sir.
What is the difference?
Sir, stalactites, these are the pillar-like projections which are formed from the roof and projecting downwards. But the stalactites are those which are formed from the floor and moving upwards.
Stalactite.
Stalactites, yes, sir.
And stalagmite is a top to bottom.
Stalactites, C with a C, stalactite. That is from top to bottom.
One is stalactite, top
Yes,
to
sir.
bottom, and another is stalagmite.
Stalagmite, that is from bottom to top.
Why they are named in such a complicated way?
Sir, I'm not aware of that.
You are not aware about
No,
the
sir.
origin of the terms.
No, sir.
Okay, then we have one Amarnath, you might have heard in Kashmir,
Yes, yes.
Jammu Kashmir.
Yes.
What is it? Stalagmite or stalactite?
Sir, it is not a stalactite in a conventional way. I've never thought in that direction, but it is an ice formation, but it forms from bottom to top.
So it is stalagmite.
Sir, I'm not completely sure of that, whether we can say it that or not.
You only said that
But that is a limestone structure, so it is an ice structure which gets melted every year. So I'm not confident in saying that it is a stalactite.
So is it necessary that they have to be limestone to qualify for these terms?
Sir, I'm not aware of that, but we use these terms only for the limestone formations.
Okay. Some natural caves which are the oldest one, any idea about in India?
So the limestone caves.
Yeah.
So we
Oldest.
have few caves in the eastern Ghats in Andhra Pradesh. We have Bora Bora caves there, and then also in Kanger Valley we have certain these limestone caves.
Are
Then-
there any signs of any cultural development in those caves? Any paintings or something like that?
Sir, there are tribal populations over there, but I'm not aware of the.
You are not aware. ChatGPT is a very
Yes, sir.
talked about
Yes,
technology these days.
Yes.
So, what sectors of economy or society does it affect?
Sir, the kind of technology that it brings, it will be widespread in all the sectors because of the AI-based decision making and interpretation of language that it offers. But sir, if I have to say that the most recent sectors, then it would be related to sir, information generation, and so the sectors like so I'm not unable to recall.
You know
right
what
now.
is the full form of GPT?
As a generative probabilistic training model, something like that. So I'm not aware of that.
Transformer.
Yes, sir.
T stands for transformer.
Okay, okay. Sir, I have read it, but right now I'm not unable to recall it.
It doesn't matter. So tell me, and your hobby is very interesting, stitching and showing.
Yes, sir.
What is the difference between the two?
Sir, it is one of my interests, not just a hobby, but rather it is an interest.
Yeah.
But sir, the difference is that sir, sewing is with a machine, and that we sew a cloth into an apparel. But stitching is more of a mending work, whether it is cloth is torn or something like that. And apart from that, stitching also includes craft, where certain crafts and certain formations are made with the help of thread and needle.
Yeah.
So the technique that we use is stitch.
So which one you do more, or both?
Sir, what I do is stitching of my torn cloths.
Okay.
And sometimes I help my family members as well. But right now I've been residing here, so I do my own
Stitching.
mending of cloths. Yes.
Okay. No, you don't do showing also. You do.
Sewing I did at home, but right now I haven't done for a very.
You have this
for 2
automatic
years.
machines or a
Yes, sir. We have not an automatic, but a manual machine.
manual machine?
It was my mother's machine, so I used that.
Okay, so you are comfortable with that.
Yes, sir.
It's very difficult for a person who are not used to it, isn't it?
Sir, once you get a hold of it, how that the needle is working and how you have to rotate that the wheel, which then you
Good.
can.
Now, I'll give you a situation,
Yes.
and you please answer the question based on that. Situation is about a business situation. Consider yourself as you are the owner of a business, and you are producing some goods. And to sell those goods, you are engaging some other firm who will arrange customers for you. And there is agreement, and in the agreement condition is that they will supply to you customers, but they will not supply to your competitors.
Okay.
And you will pay some fees to them, and at the same time, this is the agreement. That's all. So now your business goes well. You are getting enough number of customers, but one day you come to know that they have started supplying to others also, which are your competitors. What would you do?
Sir, we will talk with the management of that company, and we will have to find a way, and like we will.
So what do you ask them?
So we will pose our grievances that this is not that we had agreed on, and I will make sure that our legal team makes us sound in whatever legal options that
is
we
a
can.
general thing. What you will ask?
That, sir, it is a breach of trust that we had, that we as partners had, and you want to walk out of an agreement, then you should talk first rather than working clandestinely. So
That's all you will talk about. Okay, thank you.
Mr. Nittin Singh, during your interaction with our chairman, you said that you've not read the paper today, because you got up late.
yes, sir.
Now, do you read the papers on other days normally?
Yes, sir.
You read the papers this month.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me some of the very high-level visits to India which took place this month in March?
Sir, Honorable Prime Minister of Japan,
Okay.
and before him, Prime Minister of Australia, and
Any other Prime Minister level people?
sir, earlier Italian Prime Minister had come,
Yes.
and apart from that, we are having delegates of G20.
No, but the German Chancellor
Yes.
is a Prime Minister level person. He came this month. Now, of all these visits, which one do you consider the most important?
Sir, I think, sir, Australian Prime Minister visit is an important visit.
And why?
Sir, the economic factor, the trade, that comprehensive trade agreement that we are trying to work on, it is also included in that. And apart from that, sir, Australia is going to be a major player in the Indo-Pacific region, and we are looking for cooperation in the maritime and in economic domains.
All right. Now, when you refer to the Indian Ocean region, you must be following the Malabar exercise.
Yes, sir.
Why is it called the Malabar exercise?
Sir, I'm not,
You're not
sure of that.
Now, is Australia a participant in the Malabar exercise?
Yes, sir.
And the Australian Prime Minister made some important announcement regarding the Malabar exercises. Can you tell me, did you follow that?
Sir, I have read that the Australia will be hosting these exercises.
The next Malabar.
Yes,
and where?
Sir, I'm not.
It will be off the
I'm
coast
unable
of
to
Sydney.
recall.
All right. Now, as regards the Japanese Prime Minister's visit, there are 3 different agendas. Analysts have said there are 3 different agendas. Can you throw some light on that? 3 different range of agendas. The first is the bilateral.
Yes, sir.
And what are the other 2?
Sir, one was the position, Indian position on Ukraine-Russia war, and
No. The agendas which India and Japan could work for together.
the India and Japan,
Japan.
or Germany.
No, Japan.
Okay. So.
One is the bilateral.
So the other thing is regarding the supply chain infrastructure and the infrastructure initiatives that Japan and India took together.
Okay.
In East Asia and in Sri Lanka as well. And then again, sir, it is already covered in bilateral when we are talking about the Japanese investment in Indian bullet
That's the
train.
bilateral.
Yes, sir.
So you haven't really looked at these reports which analyze the 3 different agendas which the countries would work for.
Sir, I have
You've not come across
the reports.
All right. Now, India is the president of the G20. Is Japan chairing any such grouping? You're not aware. All right. Now, what is the motto of the G20? India's presidency of G20. What is the motto?
Sir, any particular that India has given? I'm unaware of
Yes,
that.
it's very well known. It's just under the emblem, the motto.
Okay.
Vasudhaiva
Vasudhaiva
Kutumbakam.
Kutumbakam, yes,
Well,
sir.
Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Now, what are the main challenges for India as G20 president?
Sir, one of the dominant challenges that has emerged is that division among members based on Ukraine and Russia war.
Correct.
And apart from that, sir, developed and developing nation division is also there whenever we talk about climate change and related economic issues.
Yes. Are you following the working group meetings? Can you tell me 5 subjects on which working group meetings have been held?
Sir, I'm unaware
No.
of completely. No.
Because the G20 is about an agenda,
Yes, sir.
and these meetings are covering different topics in the agenda.
Sir, I have whatever I've read is through the newspapers only, and the 2 meetings that I can recall is that finance ministers meet was held in Bengaluru,
Yes.
and then we had foreign ministers meet in Delhi. And
Can you recall some of the foreign ministers who came for that?
Sir, we had invited all the G20 members.
But it was a very prominent meeting.
Yes, sir.
20 important foreign ministers plus guest foreign ministers.
Yes, sir.
Can you recall some names?
Sir, Secretary of State from USA was there.
Who's that?
Sir, Antony Blinken, I
All
think.
right.
And then Sergei, I'm unable to recall his
Lav-
name.
Lavrov.
Yes, sir. Sergei Lavrov
Russia
was
foreign.
there.
What was the big problem which came up at the foreign ministers meeting?
Sir, again, this issue that they could not conclude a statement.
A joint communique
yes,
could not be issued.
yes.
Why?
That was due to division on Ukraine and Russia war.
All right. Now you belong to Jammu and Kashmir. You have Pakistan across the border. What is meant by Pakistan's deep state?
So when we refer to Pakistani deep state, we are usually referring to the army establishment and the kind of political and strategic influence that it has on the governance of the country.
Who heads the Pakistan army right now?
So the Pakistani general.
Who's that? The chief? I mean, he is the head of the deep
Yes,
state.
Sir. I'm unable to recall.
You are
his
unable to recall.
name
Okay.
right now, sir.
Who's the prime minister?
Mr. Sir Shahbaz Sharif.
All right. Now, the deep state, as you say, runs the policy and it has a policy towards India. How would you characterize the deep state's policy towards India in a few sentences?
One very popular is that death by 1,000 cuts.
Okay. How will they do that?
Sir, they are exploring all the options through which they can destabilize. For example, sir, the recent even the Khalistani uprising,
Okay.
kind of uprising that we saw.
Okay.
Apart from that, sir, militancy and cross-border infiltration in Kashmir region.
Terrorism.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me some important terrorist attacks which were carried out in your state of Jammu and Kashmir by Pakistani outfits?
Sir, the most recent we had the Pulwama attack that was in 2019.
The Pakistani organization which carried it out was which one?
Sir, it was Jaish-e-Mohammed.
Correct. Some others which were carried out?
Sir, even sir, the targeted killings of the migrants, it has been attributed to the fronts which are affiliated to Jaish-e-Mohammed.
There was also the Uri attack and the Pathankot attack.
Yes, sir.
Which Pakistani organization carried it out?
Sir, again, sir, it was linked to Masood Azhar and he
was the
linked
Jaish,
to
yes.
Jaish-e-Mohammed.
Okay, my last question to you. In your DAF,
Yes, sir.
you have mentioned that you have an interest in not just sewing and stitching, but in debating.
Yes, sir.
Now, here is a topic for you. Speak 1 minute. Pakistan is a greater enemy of India than China. Pakistan is a bigger enemy, has more enmity. Pakistan has more enmity towards India than China.
So I have to speak in the favor of this motion.
No, you decide. For or against. Choice is yours.
Sir, my decision is that if I view Pakistan as a greater enemy in comparison to China,
Will you speak for or against?
no, I will speak against.
So you think China is a greater enemy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, speak.
So the reason for that is, sir, the level of threat and the ability of the adversary is far greater when we see the Chinese side. Moreover, the continuous pressure that it can exert on India through LAC and moreover recently in the maritime domain also we are witnessing a string of pearls policy that China is following and trying to contain India in Indian Ocean, and the threats it poses in the economic domain as well, and moreover the claims by the Chinese in the Tawang region, they are again very strategic and dominant, and Pakistan emerges and it is being shown as a threat, but if it gets its own house well, then would be a great thing, and I don't think that it has that heft and the capability to adversely affect India on a large scale. But China, it is a dominant northern neighbor, and the activities and moreover the system, the political system that they follow, and the ideology that they follow, it offers an ideological threat as well, and that we have seen in the Maoist and the left-wing extremism in our country. So in that manner, China is a stronger adversary to India rather than Pakistan.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nittin Singh. Our discussion with you is over. Kindly wait outside for a few minutes. We'll call you for a feedback.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.